Okay, people. So today I am joined by Ivan Malekin and Sarah Jayne Portelli to talk about their brand new film, After the Act. Ivan, Sarah, thank you for your time. Welcome to the podcast. How are you
Hey,
both doing today?
yeah, we're great.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you, Kevin.
Great to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm really interested to talk to you. Whew, this is a powerful kind of like really intense film. I feel like it makes you think about. There's a lot of stuff here to kind of
Yeah,
unpack.
yeah, definitely. I think it's a film everybody can relate to. Going through relationship, betrayal, having a breakup,
I
and
think also
just
living in a foreign country that
yeah,
comes up also. Like, what's it like being an expat?
dealing with love and all the pain that comes along with it when things don't quite go according to plan. So yeah, it's intense, but I think a lot of that is down to our actors who just done
Mm.
a fantastic job embodying these characters.
Yeah, no, that is really true, right? Because I think if the actors don't deliver on the right level, the film is just kind of flat. You know what I mean? It doesn't carry that punch to it. And
Yeah,
yeah, it really carries that, which
yeah, exactly.
And we're very happy with our
Our
actors.
lead, Laura Petracco, this was actually her first film, so
oh right.
she's done an amazing job. And we use in cast to cast around Europe, done quite a few Zoom interviews. It came down to Laura and one other actress. We had a callback with Jacob, who played Sam, the other lead, um,
Mm.
a chemistry read, and in the end, Laura won the part, and she's phenomenal. We couldn't be more thrilled. She really captures, you know, that inner pain that that someone goes through when they're betrayed.
She really
Yeah.
understands the character. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that definitely is there, right? And it's that counterbalance to Sam, like who's acting all kind of calm and you know, like you're overreacting, and it's just like, God damn, like,
Yes, we actually had a really interesting screening in Berlin for the film. Pretty full cinema, and every time Sam was on screen, and as the film developed, and we'll see where it's going, the audience was booing and hissing. Uh,
I think they were mainly Jessica's friends, so they were that.
so yeah.
yeah, no, it's really interesting because it shows that. I mean, have you seen the film The Drama?
No, we haven't seen it yet. I was telling
She's
you
been trying to
yesterday.
get me to go. We have to see
Ah,
it, yeah.
because
We love Zendaya. She's fantastic. So yeah, we need to check it out.
I like Robert
yeah,
Pattinson as well.
like
He's
that's
really
really
funny.
good and interesting because it's dealing with like moral ambiguity and like these questions, but within it, there's this kind of conversation around like monogamy.
Mhm.
And like one of the characters is like, oh, I cheated, but I'd never do it again. And
Mhm.
then there's a bit like the first inkling of an opportunity, and it's just like, okay, let's go. Right. And it's just that kind of thing of like, yeah, is like once a cheat, always a cheat, right?
Yeah, it's
And in your film, like Sam talking, and then we see that the thing is done again, kind of thing, and it's just like, ooh. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because there's these promises that we make, of love and devotion and just all of this, but it's just like, how much weight does that carry at times?
yeah, definitely. Some people, I think Is it lack of willpower? Is it lack of morals? Is it just getting caught up in the moments? But then it also raises the question: is monogamy like, the correct? Is that like, well, humans are wired to like to be in monogamous relationships? So that's actually like, a question Sarah and I like asked ourselves before, and our work has explored that before also. So
I think Berlin's the perfect setting for that, because so they say it's a place where you come and find yourself and kind of anything goes. So you can come here and discover who you are and what you want to be and what kind of relationships you want to have. So we think Berlin is a good backdrop for that. It kind of leaves it open as well, I think, a little bit like what's going to happen to this couple and also to their friend afterwards.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing, because like the drama ends on that note as well. So it is funny that you have these two films, very different, but kind of certain questions are very similar within them, and I think it is that it's that realness of relationships, I think, that we have here. You know what I mean? Of those questions and like what's going to actually happen, right? You can make the declarations of, look, let's do this, let's work through it, let's be this or that or whatever. But how long can that be kept up, right?
Yes.
You're in the moment, you can get wrapped up in like certain feelings, but how long can that carry you? Right, that's always the thing.
I think Sam and Mia are also forced into that relationship, like they're living together, because when Mia lost her job, she moved in with Sam, even though she didn't want to, reluctantly moved in. And then the relationship as well, like the power dynamics about, she's in his place now. She has to like try and live up to what he wants, like the relationship to be, which is hard for her.
Yes, because I think that's the big thing, isn't it? Because it's just like, when you move in together, right? Do you move into an existing space, or do you find a brand new space? Because if you move into an existing space, then that's one person's place, right? So they kind of then have this power dynamic over you, right? And we see that, I mean, it's that mention. It's like, well, it's my place, right? This is my thing. This is all the things I do, right? Financially and blah, blah, blah. And you just get all of that. And I think you never know how things are going to be until things start going wrong.
Yeah, very
right?
true.
Because it's like, what's the first thing that gets thrown out in an argument? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's so telling. It's like, if it is like, yeah, no, everything's fine, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I pay for everything. And he's like, oh, shit. Oh, okay.
He's very like controlling and manipulative, and that's revealed like in the film, because Maya was working in that au pair. She got fired and had to like probably because of Sam, like she wasn't allowed to have like people over, and Sam came over, and that led to her getting fired. So she moves into Sam's place, but he pays all the bills. He's also older than her by 10 years or so. So he's almost
10 years. Well,
was
10 years? 10 years?
Yeah, it would be 10 years or something like that. So and so he has like he does have like the control and the power in the relationship. She's relying on him. She needs him to have a place to live. So he puts her in a very awkward spot. Like even if she wants to leave him, and like we won't reveal the ending, but it makes her very difficult because there's other complications for her. Where would she go?
And I've read that this is actually a thing as well. People move in with partners even though they don't want to, because I can't afford the rent on my own, because everything's skyrocketing right now. Or they're in a relationship that they're not happy in, maybe even an abusive relationship or a controlling one, but they can't leave because they know that I won't be able to survive on my own. It's a really bad thing that's happening with the rental crisis, like around the world as well.
Oh man,
younger people as well.
Yeah, that is the real thing. It's just like, what happens in a relationship when it's falling apart, when, you know, there is a lack of finances, you know, and when there's a lack of support systems. As you say, if you're in a foreign country, you don't know anyone, right? You know, you might have some money, but not necessarily enough to, you know, carry like the rent of a place. Then yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. It's a very vulnerable position to be in, and yeah, when the person you love betrays you, the person you're relying on to get by betrays you, what do you actually do in a situation like that? So yeah, I don't feel very sorry for Mia.
We know what Mia does. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's in what's interesting though is like I think we see, I mean, from what it seems like, from what we see, there's an instant kind of regret, right? Like it looks like she's dealing with the turmoil of the situation and just everything. But I don't know if you can say that about Sam.
It's interesting. Maybe that's something for the viewer to interpret. Personally, I do believe there is some regret from Sam. Yeah, we don't want it. We don't want like things to be black and white. Like we believe like every relationship, there's always like shades of grace. No, it's never like completely one person's fault, and no one's completely like just horrible. Like there's always redeeming qualities. So we do feel Sam does regret what he done, but whether as you said before, whether he'll do it again or not, like that is the question. That's like I think it's open to the viewer to decide like what their feelings are towards Sam in this.
Because he does say he regrets hurting Mia, but he doesn't say he wouldn't do something like that again, or if I'm not a bad. He doesn't feel like I'm a bad person or anything like that. It's just like I regret what I did.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah, it's not, so
yeah, and she's being irrational. Which is the interesting thing. But when at the end, when we see Sam with, is that a flashback then?
That's a flashback, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yes, that's actually like that's in Mia's head. So yeah, that's what she's imagining what happened between like Sam and Becca at the same time. Like she's exacting her revenge.
Yeah.
But she can't actually get into the moment because she's just thinking about what happened with Sam and Becca. So yeah, that is actually a flashback.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it is. I think with all of this kind of thing, it's like it depends on the conversations you have going in, right? If you go into a relationship and you talk about like what you're allowed to do and how you're allowed to navigate within that, that's absolutely fine. But if you don't have those conversations, then like the things that you do, you can't then say someone's being irrational.
Very true.
If they don't know that like these things are on the table.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the basis of any like solid and good relationship, is just communication. Like you need to communicate what you want with your partner, and you need to communicate what's like best for this relationship. If communication falls apart, well, that just leads to like pain, betrayal, tragedy. So yeah, like I think just like that's global. Like communication is the key.
Yeah, I definitely think it is, and it's weird because there is no like blueprint for it, right? We're not trained on how to communicate.
Yeah.
You go to school for so many different topics, but communication, you know what I mean? Like relationships, that's not
and consent and respect for other people in schools. That would be really lovely, or make like life easier.
Even
at home would be good. Like
they should even teach money management in like school, like life skills. This is stuff you need, not algebra.
I know it's that weird thing, because I think if you teach those things, because they have campaigns, right, about consent, about saying no, about like just so many different things, but after the fact, right? And it's just like, you know, it gets to a point where certain things become ingrained, right? So a campaign at this point is a bit too late, right? So it's just, if you were taught from the beginning about, you know, those interactions with each other and, you know, the opposite sex and just all of this kind of thing, it will give you like this, you know, moral foundation, this understanding of. Now, obviously, there's still going to be people that ignore it, but there's going to be a lot more people with better understandings of, and that won't do certain things.
That starts at home, though, doesn't it, too, with family? It depends how your family communicates with you, how they tell you to like show up in the world as well. If you're just going to be, you know, not talk to properly and talk down to you, you're going to become a very angry person. So it starts from home.
No, definitely a lot of it does start at home. But I think if you've got it at school as well, right, it then counterbalances those kids that don't have it at home. So at least they're seeing it somewhere else. You know what I mean? And then you can make that choice of, oh, do I want to be like my parents? Or do I want to, you know, instill these sensibilities into my life?
No, very true.
There's been a few movies around like relationship dynamics, and like what's another one?
But like even
challenges, and that was another one about.
It's even like communication is kind of like your miscommunication is kind of the whole basis of your rom-coms, like the whole the characters just almost like if they just stop and have a conversation, the whole plot of rom-com will just be resolved in like 5 minutes, but instead like it's dragged on because they never talk to each other. So
but have you noticed though, the thing with a lot of rom-coms is someone makes a giant, you know, oh god, what's the word?
Misstep or
like they misconstrue something, right? And
they run with that like
but the film ends usually, right? One person has like completely blown it out of proportion or misunderstood something, and then they've escalated in a crazy way. And the film will end with the other person apologizing, and then everything's cool. And you're just like, what? Like, wait, we're saying that's what was gonna happen, right? And now they're gonna be happily ever after that, because that's bonkers. So I think sometimes we are shown these crazy situations, and I think people consume some things like that, and then they just like, oh, that's what you do then, right? And then just follow those kind of beats.
Well, it's like when we don't learn it in school. Like, if we don't learn it at home, maybe people do go to the movies, and that's how they get their life lessons.
Are rom-coms coming back in fashion? I thought they were for a little bit.
Yeah, we are seeing a you know, a lot more of late. You know, some have been good, some have been
like the marketing for the drama looks like a rom-com first, because it's like, oh, their wedding photos, and then it started getting more savage, like with them with bruised eyes and bloody lips. It's like, what's going on?
Oh, it's that I think that's the thing. It's very like I don't watch trailers for films, and so I didn't really know what the drama was going to be about, because you just see these kind of wedding images. And so I wasn't expecting the whole kind of, the twist in the film.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's very interesting because you are thrown up like a few different examples, and it's interesting the one everyone kind of can't get past. Right. And I think that's so true to life, the fact that we kind of fixate on certain things but let other things like completely slide.
Yeah, definitely we have
with
to check
after
it
the
out,
act, we didn't really want to give too much away in the trailer as well. We were just like, okay, let's, but yeah, I don't think it gives away too much.
Yeah. Well, we don't even give away too much in the beginning. Like, it's a film that starts very slowly, just this couple going about their daily routine,
just like people.
But and that's like what we just want to kind of observe, like, because that's the kind of films we're drawn to, like, just slow cinema and just like observing people. We like we are interested in relationships. We're interested in people as filmmakers, and we just like to watch what happens. So this couple just going about their daily routine. Doesn't seem like much is happening at all, but underneath the surface, there's a bit of a tension before the plot really actually kicks in, like almost halfway through. So
yeah. Have those always been the stories that kind of gravitated to you?
Yeah, we have.
Us too.
Yeah. And it's hard in this day and age. Like we short attention spans. Like people want instant gratification. They want the hook in the first minutes.
There should have been an explosion in the kitchen in the first 5 minutes or something. There should have blown up the stove.
But we prefer to just sit with our characters and let the story unfold naturally and slowly. So.
But because we are told that a lot of times, right, that you need big things at the start, right, to keep people interested.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about that, right? I think if the story is compelling, if the story is good, people will be interested. You know what I mean? Like, you just build interesting characters and scenarios, right? You don't necessarily need, car chases and explosions and shootouts straight away to be drawn into a film, but I think certain people have said that, and I think it just gets parroted by others, rather than an actual exploration of storytelling and, looking at different films and the way they start, and just the fact being like, it can still be compelling without all those other things.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Well, pretty much it comes from Hollywood, and that's a lot of aspiring filmmakers. They aim for Hollywood and screenwriters. And that's kind of like the formula that we're taught, like the 3-act structure, and we have a certain amount of pages to hit your hook and your turning points.
I had that problem because I watch a lot of slow films, so I like a lot of slow cinema and European dramas. And when I was at a retreat last May in Tuscany, I was the only European Australian there. Everyone else was American. They're like, "Oh, you need to add drama in every single scene." Needs to have more drama, and I'm just like, I write slow cinema. Like, I'm writing a screenplay, but I still want moments to sit with my characters. I want characters to do things, not start yelling and causing all this drama just because that's how I want to keep the attention of my readers. And it was like that really different conflict. And I watch a lot of TV. The Americans were telling me a little bit about these TV shows I've never heard about. They were watching all this stuff, and I'm just like, what planet are you guys from? Like, I had no idea. I was completely lost. I'm like, okay. And I was like, okay. So I think we have different tastes in film. And that's what they said. Oh, your script, just keep working on the drama of it. Like, add drama, a lot of tension and everything. I'm like, I have that. I just don't have full on.
Just doesn't happen every single page.
I understand, but we're told to write, everything has to lead to another thing. Whatever that characters do, there has to be a reason. Like, I'm writing that, but I don't put full-blown drama in every single. There's something there between them, a conflict, but they're not going to be like full on. So that's how I struggled a lot with that. It's not the kind of stuff I watch, and it's not what influences me as a writer or as a filmmaker or a storyteller. So I found it very challenging.
Well, yes, because, you know, I think it's very layered, right? And so we start off and, you know, it's the cooking and, you know, just those interactions, right? And it's that curiosity. It leads, you know, Sam out and they're talking and it's just all of this. And then it's just that slip, that mention that then starts the cascade. But there's a lot there. You know what I mean? I think we're building the character. We are seeing all of these different aspects of who they are in these moments. You know what I mean? So I think we're seeing a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot there if you look for it, if you like listen and pay attention.
Yeah, we're observing characters in the world, but like underneath, like you're already getting hints of who they are and like what's going on between them. Like even at one point, Sam is like telling her off for like you're not getting paid work. So like you already see like he's kind of dominating and controlling the relationship. So
I don't know if they're very well matched actually as a couple. I think they're starting to realize that about themselves as well.
Yeah, it seems like just innocence, like everyday conversations, but underneath there's like just power dynamics, like you're playing out between them.
He's quite a boring guy, isn't he? We could have given him more drama, more drama. He like could have been something else other than a boring writer.
See, I think that's the issue, isn't it? Really, like if you're not at the same level, right, of your career, of life, and all of these kind of things, and right, it's one person's home, and blah blah blah. Then it's kind of like, Sarah, yeah, I think maybe you might need a better paid job.
I've had that relationship before where I'm the artist and he had his own. He had his own magazine and everything, but he had his life all together. And then when I lost my job, he's like, "Don't tell my parents that you lost your job. What are you going to do now?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "I'm not going to tell them that you lost your job and all this kind of stuff, that you want to do all this creative stuff." I'm like,
all about status, isn't it?
I want to be right.
Instead, now we're two broke artists together.
And now with this one now, and we're both like the black sheep.
Yeah, we're both the black sheep of the families,
but creating compelling stories, you know what I mean? So, yeah,
we've been doing it for a long time. Like, it's almost 20 years now. Like, we've been making films.
Did we say 2009? We
met 2009, yeah. On a short film
together since then, but then
actually we didn't meet on a short film. Like the film, like we worked on different days, but it went to a big festival in Australia, in Tropfest, and then we went up to from Melbourne. We went to Sydney for the festival, and we met the after party. So that's how
I was there by myself.
We became friends, and then slowly got together. But we've been now making films together since. What,
2013 I started directing.
2013. So and we just realized kind of there's nothing else we can do with our lives as we've gone along. I've had like so many jobs. I've been fired so many times. All different things. I've worked security, a pizza delivery. I've worked in strip clubs, and nothing ever lasts. Like I always I'm quitting to go make a film, or I end up getting fired because I don't pay attention. Like I don't care. So this is all I can do. So always come back to film.
Well, I think it's sometimes when you have like your passion, and your calling is something specific.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it doesn't always pay a lot, right? And so you need to try and bring money in another way.
Yeah.
Like that other way has to be something that's super flexible, that allows you to do the thing you actually want to do. Otherwise, it just creates this whole situation of having to choose, right? Being like, oh, what do I do? And all of this kind of thing. And that's oftentimes a problem, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'll sign like a contract for like a job. It'll be full-time work for a year, and halfway through, I can't do this anymore. I need to go create something. I need to go make a film.
Lack of flexibility in a full-time job.
And like you see that all the time, like, how many actors just work in cafes, just to get by between gigs. I do like freelance video editing, so like I can kind of pick and choose like jobs that I want to take on, just to bring in some extra income. Sarah does like we're here in Berlin. We just moved here like recently, so we're still new. But she does like extra work, like signed to a couple of agencies here, and she gets gigs doing extra work.
Yeah,
just to bring in some more money, because these days.
And I'm looking for work, but it's hard here.
You can't just be an artist these days. You need to be like your own little like company that does everything. You need to promote. You need to get on social media. And, like, she keeps like how many 5 different accounts active or something like that on Instagram.
We've become content creators, which I don't like.
Yeah, it's hard for artists these days. So.
You can't just be one thing. You have to be everything, and you have to like show everything. Everything has to be monetized. It's like it's really an interesting time to be a creative person.
Yeah.
But with all of that, because I know I get messages all the time, be like, do you want to grow your account? We can get you millions of followers. So it's just like,
building an audience is really tricky. It's something we struggle with a lot. I think we need to find our audience that will make our life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
As filmmakers.
Yeah.
A wide range of films. Our films are usually slow cinema, but mostly we have a cat documentary. There's all different kinds of.
Yeah, we've done horror before. We've done like erotic dramas. We've done all sorts of like.
So it's hard to find
different films. So we don't like stay on the same kind of lane all the time.
It's not like someone's waiting for our next horror film. What's the next one going to be? So we don't have a genre, so it's hard for us to find an audience. Like people who like slow cinema, I think, and art house stuff will like our work. But finding the audience is always tricky for us. And I think if we had an audience built in, it would be easier.
Yeah, but I think the key for like you guys is yourselves. Like you're the USP. You know what I mean? So it's about kind of selling who you are.
That's a good point too, because the way we run our company is quite unique.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like we like what we like, and we kind of I don't think we follow any trends or something with our work.
That's what makes it hard.
We kind of like, okay, this is what we want to make now. Is it going to sell? Yeah, probably not. But like, this is what we enjoy, so we're going to go make it. So.
We knew that after the act would be a hard sell for audiences and also for distributors and festivals, but we wanted to make it anyway.
But the thing being, right, as I say, it's a compelling story.
Yeah, it is.
And I think, what was the film? Like during lockdown, I know Netflix had some film, was it 360 or something like that? It was a year or something. And then they did a sequel to it. It was this erotic series, and it was like blowing up. Everyone was talking about it. And right. So I think those kind of things sell, but especially when you have a story that's dealing with like this whole kind of concept of monogamy and intimacy and power dynamics in relationships. I think that's very interesting, and I think as I said, especially when you look at certain films that have been out recently, like the drama, like there was that film After the Hunt.
Remember that one?
Yeah, so you have these films that are asking these like moral ambiguity questions. So there's a space for like after the act. You know what I mean? I think you can definitely push it, and you ask those questions. Like I think when talking about it, like you can put out kind of infographics with questions on, right?
We should have put Sam and Mia on holiday. We should have been our marketing, like the drama. Here's us in like Vanuatu, and then there's them on the floor like attacking each other. We should have pictures like the drama.
Yeah, but it's asking those questions, right? Like in a relationship, what do you do this? Or is love this?
Yeah.
Right? Is this? And you ask those questions, right? You just breadcrumb it like that. You just put those things out there, and that starts a conversation, right? And then people be like, oh, I would do this, and someone else will be like, oh no, I would, and it's building that thing up as people are talking and are wondering, right? And then you drop the thing.
Yeah, I like it. Kevin, you're giving us ideas that for our next series of Instagram posts. So yeah, we'll cut some videos, add some questions. I really like this angle.
Yeah, but because I think
this is how I would react in a situation, or some people will say, oh, I don't know how I would react if that happened to me. So it's interesting.
But I think sometimes the instant reaction is, I don't know what I would do. But then you mull on it more, right?
Yeah,
those kind of things. It's that what do you call it? Is it a brainworm? Is it brainworm the thing?
Yeah.
So it just sits with you and you think about it and you ponder and you're like, you know what? No, fuck that. I wouldn't stay there. I'm like, how dare someone say that? Like, you can't do, and you're just thinking about this thing. And so you might at first be like, I'm not quite sure what you do. And then you come back a few days later. Yeah, fuck him. I would leave. Yeah. I would do this. I would do that.
You know what I mean? Had at the Berlin screaming. She's like, girl, get out of here, and stuff like that. We're all screaming at the screen. We're like, what the hell are they doing? They're like, no. It was funny. That's all we had in the Berlin screening. They were like yelling things at the screen. When Mia was making decisions, they were like high-fiving, and they were like, it was really interesting. This is really cool feature.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people have been in these situations, or they've known people in these situations, and so it's like, that is the problem, isn't it? Cats are like, no, I didn't say pick me up. What are you doing? Let me go.
He has a mind of his own. We actually just moved into a new sublet here, and there's a backyard, and I swear he spends most of his time just outside. We barely see him anymore. Like, he used to be an indoor cat, like always next to us, but now he's just outdoors almost like 24/7. So when we actually do seem like we actually wanders in, we always have to like come and pet him. Rare occasion now.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I think these films are interesting, and I think people would be interested. It's just we don't always find them.
Yeah.
Right? You just find these neat little situations that, they're in a relationship, they argue, it looks like they're going to break up, and then there's this big declaration of love, and then it's just like, now we're happy and everything's fine, and you're like, would it be?
Yeah, right? Exactly. It's not realistic, is it? That's not real life. So yeah, we don't like to write to a formula. And like I said before, we don't believe anything is black and white. There's always shades of gray to like every single decision or relationship. And we also like to challenge a viewer and have them asking questions like, how would they react?
But there was a lot happening before we started filming as well. Like, we built a lot because we use improvisation. We built a lot about what happened between, like, the relationship between Mia and Becca. Not Mia and Becca, between Sam and Becca was built beforehand. So we wanted them to be like, they're the close friends, and then Mia came into the situation, and then Mia was introduced into the threesome like that way through Sam. So there was a lot of tension going on there as well. Like, you don't get to see Mia and together until later, so you don't actually see what they're like before this happened.
Do you film that stuff?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We have like detailed rehearsals with our cast. We'll just do like we'll do exercises to warm them up and like build connection between them. and then we'll give them scenarios actually from the past. Like
we had a party scene with all three of them where they were at a party together, and you had to, and the cue for Jessica was try and like annoy Mia and get in between. Like we wanted her to flirt with Sam to see how Mia would react. So that's how we dealt with that situation to get the tension.
Yeah, it's all part of our preparation of building up these characters. And we do film it all. So once we actually get the DVD out, plenty of behind the scenes material.
Yeah.
We can use that for marketing too.
What I was speaking to someone the other day. Oh gosh, I forget. But what you could do. Oh, that was it. I was speaking to Kevin Kraft. He's got a new film dropping next week. Was it The Second Coming of John Cooper? Which, oh my days, so funny. Like it's just a throwback to old school comedy. It is so funny. But
it's good comedies.
Yeah. But yes, he was, because it is that thing about like, physical releases, right? And it's when you pick up a DVD and you have all the behind the scenes, the making of docs, and the commentary tracks, and just all of these things that were great, but we don't really get that anymore. And it's just like he's got so much footage, and I was just like, you know what? You should look through all the footage, like decide what you want to release on a DVD, a Blu-ray, whatever.
Yeah, we always do DVD.
And then keep some for your socials.
Yeah.
Right. And then with that, you can drip feed it out there. Right.
Yeah.
You build up these scenarios. So if you've got, the residuals, right? The stuff that we don't see, but is part of that relationship, right?
Yeah.
Put some of that out, right? So it's like echoes of the act, you know what I mean? And it's all the things that have built these relationships and these situations. And again, like just ask those questions.
Yeah,
and I think it would bring people to the film.
Yeah, definitely. A good idea. Like, we have a lot of material that
we're releasing two films at once around the same date, so in different ways. So we're like, which one do we market now? Like everyone's seeing the same thing. Like they've always got like one film or another film going on at the same time. So I have to really, and the algorithm decides what it picks up too. So, and I read somewhere when it was a few years ago, people have to see something 11 times before they actually say, yes, I'm going to buy. So you have to keep feeding them these images and these pictures, like this poster. I have to see it 11 times. It's like, I might have a look if that's, going to be playing soon. It's like 11 times to get someone's attention. It's probably worse now with social media growing, and we have TikTok and everything now, and short reels. But there have been people have been releasing films on TikTok. I saw that someone was releasing a whole film on there. I can't remember if it was a feature or a short, but in small increments.
Okay.
Quite interesting. So there's all different ways you can get attention and find audience. You just have to find where your audience is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just, I think people gravitate to good things,
Yeah. They just have to find it.
Exactly. There's some of my favorite films, Richard Linklater's Before trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just love that. And there's not crazy action. There's nothing big going on in those films.
Our films, yeah, we fell out of love with filmmaking in 2017, just before we left Australia. We did a 24-hour improvised feature in one night with some friends because we were influenced by the early US mumblecore. We were watching a lot of films with Greta Gerwig and the Duplass brothers, and we're the craft of just getting a camera and just shooting something off the fly with your friends with a loose story, that appealed to us because we were working on a short film. We had 4 or 5 producers. Everyone wanted to kill each other by the end of that. We're we don't want to do this anymore. How long have we been doing this with this system? So we made a 24-hour feature in one night, improvised, and we fell in love with the process of it. And we were watching also a couple of Australian mumblecore films which are very relationship drama heavy, kind of like what we were watching from the Duplass brothers, and Hannah Takes the Stairs, that was an influence as well. And we were like, let's just make this in 24 hours. We hate New Year's Eve. Let's just get some friends together who are as crazy as us and make a film. And then from there, we just started using improvisation. We started learning more about the Mike Leigh techniques and looking at Joe Swanberg's career. And that's what revived our career, I think. And we started teaching improvised film.
I fell in love with filmmaking again. And we've been doing it ever since, just working with improvisation. And we have actually we made a project like just last year in Budapest, like that actually had a script, but that was the first time we actually used the script in like 8 years.
And I do have 2 screenplays because I'm teaching myself how to write screenplays. And I read a lot of screenplays, but I've always got that idea that I want it to be slow and free flowing because that's where my interest lies.
Yeah,
I do like the craft of writing because I am a writer, but I would be more fluid with my actors. And I also can use my improvised techniques that I've learned and we've created to run our business. I can use that when I'm building characters, even though I have a screenplay.
Well, yes, because like your screenplay is, the skeleton of things.
Yeah.
But you can, get them to run the lines and then just get them to kind of improvise.
Dialogue is really hard to write. Like, it's something I struggle with a lot. Of dialogue is really hard. So I try and read it out to myself, but I'd always be open to like actors feeling the character. Like if she doesn't say this, tell me what she would say. She react and let's work this out. And it could also, like we've had films that have actually changed the ending because the actor said, I think with Machination we changed the ending because the actor had a different idea. She's like, no, I think this would happen to her. This is the way she would go, and we changed it.
So you know what? You're right. Like you realize and that's the beauty about filmmaking. It's a collaborative process, and when you bring in talented creatives to work together, like they'll come up with ideas also, and sometimes those ideas will just like really elevate the material. So you just gotta you can't be a dictator. You got to just run with them. What's best for the film.
And when we screened after the act in Vienna, we had our screening in Vienna. We had a half-an-hour conversation afterwards with the audience in the cinema about what do you think happens to Mia, what do you think happens to Sam? So and what happens to Becca? Because a lot of people were saying like Becca has a really interesting trajectory also in the film. You don't know if she's the good guy or the bad guy in this film.
Yeah.
Then at the end, people were saying, I think this happened to her and I think this happened to her because how she ends is really sad. And like Becca's character, and some people like in Berlin were saying some really like dark, heavy things. We're like, oh, we didn't think of it like that could be what happened to Becca. Because her arc is really interesting as well, I think, in the film. Like I've watched it a few times, and it's like it's interesting because she's like a bit of a two-faced character, so somebody have to watch her in the film too. So I like that as well. Like there's layers.
Yes, they're definitely that. And I think knowing that she was the friend first, that adds even more to all of these situations, you know what I mean? So that I think that's the essence of a good film, right? Because you're going, oh, where would they go next? Like, what would happen to that person?
And you get to see Mia and Becca and Sam together when they've got more moments together than what you see Mia and Becca have. So you kind of sense that there is something that they don't want to lose, but they've done something that they can't go back from. So
well, I think that's always the thing, right? Because I kind of look at these things as there's internal dams within us, right? And these kind of things where you're like, don't steal, don't cheat, don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't do all of these things. And the minute you do one and then there's no consequence,
just makes it easier to like
you know what I mean? So it's just like if someone in a relationship cheats and either they don't get caught or the other person doesn't leave and there's no real issue, you're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
We get to see Becca grapple with her different ideas. I think she goes through a lot of different thought processes. Like she tries to how am I going to face Mia before she gets to the cafe? She's got, this is how I'm going to deal with this now after she meets Sam. And then there's different kind. Then the way she tries to also deal with the situation with Mia as well is interesting. So I think Becca's a very interesting character to me because I get to see different layers of her. And I think Jessica Sy did a wonderful job playing her because you get to see multiple sides of her.
Yeah. Yeah, and we say Sam gets caught in this story, but then part of me kind of thinks he wanted to get caught because that kind of remark that he just throws at Mia about Becca, it's almost like he's leading her to work it out herself. So it's just maybe something for the viewers to debate whether this was deliberate, whether he actually wanted to actually get caught and see if he can steer this relationship somewhere else, so even more manipulative, even more controlling. So just a theory, not necessarily what happened, but just a different theory. But that's 100 times now, and I'm picking up more stuff.
That's what we were talking with the audience as well. We had a half-an-hour chat when we were talking about it as well, because we had in the audience Laura Petracco with us in Vienna, and she was talking a lot about her character's background that you didn't see on the screen, her coming to a new country and working as an au pair, and then being thrown into this house with Sam in this apartment. And then how does she deal with all of that on top of the friendship that she sees between Mia and Becca and Sam? So,
yes, I mean that's the thing, right? And that's what I think you then ponder about afterwards. Where would this all go? Because there's that conversation, and there's regret. Right, but then there's also
possibility.
I felt a spark, right? And so it's kind of like there is a hope for something, but on top there's the regret of hurting me, and so there's that's just, it's a mess.
Well, like is a complicated thing, isn't it?
It really is, and it's just can those people kind of coexist anymore? You know what I mean? because of that, because there will always be those feelings and now resentments, and so it's just
there's a lot of factors, the movie Materialists that I watched. I was looking at that character as well. There's a character in that he's very broke, and then the other one sort of gets out of the situation. She has a job and she's making money, but the other guy is still low. And then they're trying to navigate how much does it cost to live in New York. So it's kind of like what we were doing in our film, but on a different extreme. Yeah, you haven't seen it.
Yeah, the fit. I thought the materials.
That's a rom-com, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because it dealt with monetization of relationships.
Yeah, it was everything with a calculator. She's like, how much is it going to cost if I'm in a relationship with this guy?
And I thought, you know what? We don't necessarily always see that, but that is real, right? When you're on kind of dating websites, sometimes people be like, well, I like fine dining, fine things. So if you're not prepared to take me out to these things, don't bother messaging me, right?
A lot like that now, because people can't afford a lot of stuff, so they have to think about what kind of relationship am I going to get myself into, which is what we were saying with Mia. Maybe if she didn't end up with Sam, maybe she would have had a different kind of life. I don't know. And that got me thinking after watching that film. materialist. So like, oh wow, okay. And it was based on Celine Song's own experiences as being like a matchmaker as well in New York. So it's quite interesting. I like Past Lives better, but yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
a lot of people
from Past Lives to that, but yeah.
A lot of people have said that. Like I heard Past Lives is really good, but I can't watch it because it's subtitled. A lot of it's subtitled, and I got bad eyesight, and so I can't see the subtitles.
Okay.
So it's like super frustrating because I do want to check that out because I hear it's good. But I thought Materialist, it was interesting, some of the things that came up, but I thought it was just a bit like you knew where the story was going from the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't one of my favorite films. I love Past Lives, but I mean, because I love the director, I'm like, let's see what she does. That's all the Hollywood cast, like the bigger cast. I was like, oh, I don't know, but
and then, like the matchmaker, when it's just like, wait, you're telling me you've never had any dodgy clients in all this time? I wasn't sure I believed that notion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just because it's just like people, right? The things people do, the lies people tell to get relationships, and just all of this kind of thing. I was just a bit like
choosing a partner on their income and things like that. Like I think a lot of people are thinking like that now. There's a lot of women on social media I see, I won't get in a relationship with someone if they can't afford to like pay for the dinner on the first date. I won't get in a relationship if they live at home with their mum and stuff like that, because they actually want. It's a really hard place to be a single person right now. People are being very picky. Like women are being very picky about who they get into a relationship with, because you do need financial security as you are now in this time. Rent is so expensive. Like we're feeling that in Berlin. Everyone I talk to in Berlin is like, it's just 6 years. It's just blown up so much. Like
it's all over the world.
Even in the UK as well, I'm hearing people are struggling.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm just like, that's a really timely film, and it's a really timely subject to talk about. You know, are you going to move in with someone who you're going to be struggling because you can't afford to pay rent, or they can't afford to take you to dinner once a month? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of lifestyle do you want, and what can you find that in your partner? So that's an interesting thing with Sam and Mia as well. I don't think Mia expected to come to Berlin and have that sort of life. Like she had a place to live before she was with Sam. She had a bit of security. She had a job, and then she lost all that because she got with Sam and something happened. So she finds herself in a situation that she doesn't want to be in.
Yeah, but then what do you do?
What do you do? You know, you're meeting his friends, and then things are happening that are out of your control.
Yes, because if your friends are his friends,
that's another thing.
You don't have your own friends, so it's not like you can go to one of them. Hey, do you want to share an apartment together or something like that? Because they're his friends, so it's just like, you're kind of trapped now.
We read about that also, like people that break up, like they don't just break up with their partner, they pretty much break up with all their friends.
Okay, whose friends are yours and who's are mine, and how do we separate? If I go to a party and I see the same person that you know, how do we talk about, you're not friends with this guy anymore?
Yeah.
Like, which friends do I get in the breakup?
Yeah, I think that's always
in the cafe, but there's some mutual friends there between Becca and Mia, which hold them sort of together, but I don't know. There's a small friendship group there, but it
is the it's all things that you don't always think about, but they're very they're very significant, really.
They're very everyday and very relatable. I think different kinds of relationships that we see in After the Act and other films about relationships and friendships as well.
Yes. With all of that, like with all the stuff that you build for the story, but isn't necessarily in the story, do you sometimes kind of, think, oh, we could maybe add more, right, to it? Or do you prefer to have something that the audience is stepping into mid-flow?
The film started from a short film.
We had like a short film called Goose and Gander. Actually, we made it in Zagreb back in 2021, and it was the same premise. and it just ended with like
Me
the
saying,
woman
I'm going out.
declaring, I'm going to go out, I'm going to sleep with someone also, as revenge. And that's where the short film ended, and we want to explore what's going to happen next. So
Right.
Does she or doesn't she do it, and what happens in the relationship?
But yeah, as to your question, we do like to start mid-flow. Like you don't want to feed the audience all the information, like it becomes like just an info dump. Like
we had to find a balance with the cafe as well, like how much can we give away of Mia and Sam's background. But we actually came back and shot more of that. We didn't have a lot of Becca scenes. The film was mainly around Sam and Mia. And then we came back to Berlin like as the summer after, and we shot another few days focusing on Becca. So we got Becca an apartment.
Expanded her story.
We expanded her story, and we also got to do some more with Sam. Like we were going to build more with Sam, like he goes to a cafe and meets friends, but we thought, no, we won't do that. So we just we had him ride his bike, like his more solitude moments was shown in the film, like how he's more of a person who doesn't really have a lot of friends besides Becca and a couple of other people.
It was only a 6-day shoot to actually get this done, but it was 6 days spread over 2 years.
6 days over 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because we have a small crew and a small cast, it's just easier for us to do that and make films, how we do, with a small budget, a small crew. So we went to Berlin twice to make this film.
Right.
We drove from Croatia to Berlin.
Like, what was the kind of hardest part of this process for you guys?
Selling it.
That we're up to the hardest one, I think. I'm not
sure. Able to sit through the 15-minute part.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because we've been making films for a long time now, so we kind of have.
We didn't have a lot of expectations with this film.
The way we work, we have it down. Like now we knew we wanted to work with Jacob, who played Sam. He actually auditioned for one of our other films for a role. He didn't get that part. He was great, but we just didn't think like his look was perfect for the part. But we remembered him, and we approached him outright, like when we had After the Act, like do you actually want to play Sam in this?
Are you saying casting was the hardest?
Casting. And he jumped on board. So like we already had Jacob blocked, and then it was just casting for the women. We were lucky to get Laura, as I said before, and Jessica done a fantastic job also as Becca.
Yeah, we had a different way to go with the casting.
But even like we had like a kind of associate producer, Laura, already in Berlin, so she was helping organize logistics and locations there, because we're Zagreb at the time. We ended up with a fantastic DOP, Dennis, who spent a long time working in LA, but he has a German background, so he came to Berlin. I was trying to make a career there. Like, I think this was
we were showing him this small film. Like, we want to shoot it like this with no lights and and we're like, this guy's not going to say yes to us. Like, our little crew with our small budget and everything. But we're so thankful that he came on board, because I think the film would have looked so different if we tried to get the camera and do it ourselves.
Yeah. So I don't want to sound like arrogant, like, there was no real challenges, but like,
I think it's selling it as the biggest challenge.
The team we had, it was like one of the best experiences that we've had on set. Like, there was great chemistry, like
very international crew as well. We had
a lot of Americans, like expats, like
from LA
in Berlin on this crew, and it was just a pleasure to work with everyone. So the whole process was smooth.
I think marketing it and selling it is the hardest, because I took it to the Berlin film market, and I kept saying, I've got this slow cinema film. What was I calling it? A slow film? A slow cinema film. They're like, oh, no one's buying those movies here. You won't find anyone here that wants to buy those films. Like, they're really hard to sell. And I'm like, oh, okay. Glad I came all the way with my market badge to like sell this film. It was really difficult for me to sell, and it was about finding the language. And I started saying slow cinema, character-driven film. So I had to change the way I spoke about the film to get people actually wanting to talk about the film with me, because that's not what's usually selling. That was I think that for me was the marketing, trying to find the language around how do we say what this film is, because people are turned off because it's not the usual kind of film that they'd want to buy. And I think marketing it as well, because we had people looking at it, festival like doctors looking at it and they're like, oh, I can only get it into like smaller film festivals. No big ones will take a film like this. So I think that was the challenging part. And knowing that we made it because we wanted to make it that way, we had to just say, this is a film that this is what it is. We had to just accept this is what it is and this is what we're putting out there. So yeah, take it or leave it, basically. And yeah, a lot of people didn't want to take it, but it's fine for us because we made the film we want to make and we're very proud of after the act.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you should be, you know, because it's a really good film. But I definitely think language is the thing, because I don't know if I'd say slow. Right.
Yeah.
I don't think if I'd used the term slow, I think I would like just talk about a film that deals with like human interaction, right? That takes a deep dive into relationships and that exploration of power dynamics. Right.
Yeah, we did a character-driven film now. It's a character-driven art house drama about three friends dealing with the fallout of infidelity and trying to find out where they fit and how they accept what they've done, I guess. Yeah, the consequences of their actions. That's the way we say it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, because it's not slow. Like, there's things happening. It's just moving at a different resonance than some of the other films.
But yeah,
we like to sit with the characters.
We're a fan of long takes.
Yeah, long takes.
We didn't mind the 7-minute pie eating in a ghost story. We thought that was fabulous, but some people were quite like, I love the ghost story. It's so beautiful. I actually have an article out about that. It's actually on Substack right now. Someone shared it, Kelly. Yeah.
The value of slow cinema.
The rebellion of choosing slow cinema. Yeah. We have a blog about it. I always write about how hard it is there's a blog on our website, which has been shared on Substack, which is really cool.
Nice.
Name?
Film Soup?
Film Zine, something, I can't remember. I'm really bad at it. She put it up recently. But anyway, the blog is on our website, so people want to read about how to make slower, character-driven film. We won't say slow. Yeah.
Yes, because it's not slow.
It's a character-driven film about people.
Like, it felt like there was this emphasis on sound as well. Like the kettle boiling and just these kind of moments within these quieter.
Yes, I love that when she's watching, Becca's watching the food go in the microwave.
Well, yeah, we have like excellent sound recorders. Alex, we've worked with him before when we made films in Berlin.
He's our sound guy in Berlin.
Yeah, he's like the most relaxed sound person you'll ever meet. You know how, I don't know, if you work with sound recorders, they usually wound up pretty tight and get a bit mad when they get ignored.
He just gives me a look and I'm like, okay, I know.
But Alex is just chill all the way. We love working with him. So yeah,
he'll just give you a look and
he'd make sure to get like all those little moments, such as the kettle, such as like the clink of dishes and stuff like that, to really add to the world of the film. And had a fantastic sound designer. His name's Davide. He's based in Italy, and this is, I think, the second time working with him. And yeah, he really helped to enhance the film. And
he was sending us things all the time. How about this? And like, a bit more of this. And then he'd send like 4 more samples. Like, geez, this guy's like onto every 2 hours. He's sending us stuff.
Yeah, so many ideas. And it was a pleasure working with him. So no, we're really proud with how the film looks. We're really proud with how the film sounds.
Yeah. No, it works. It definitely works, which is great. Yeah. Have you got is the festival run finished now?
It is like there was no festival run. Like everything we entered, we were rejected from. We didn't enter too many. Like we don't like to spend too much money on festivals.
We knew this wasn't going to be a really festival-friendly film, but we tried. Like, we had the festival doctors looking. They're like, smaller festivals for this one.
Well, so they pretty much said like you need to pretty much chop up the whole beginning. And
they said that, but then they said smaller festivals.
Make it with the first 5 minutes, pretty much right to the formula. Like, we don't want to do that.
They wanted us to cut the first 15 minutes. And like, no one's going to sit through this first 15. Or like, okay.
Yeah, we weren't that interested. Like in festivals, instead we actually took the film to cinemas ourselves. We had screenings in Vienna, Berlin, where the actors are based, and then Melbourne, where we're originally from. Like
we had a 2-week run. Right?
Yeah, it had a nice run in Melbourne.
Nice.
And now it's coming to digital. So yeah, we're excited about that. June 26th. It's going to be released on 26th. Apple TV, Amazon, and Vimeo.
It's already on pre-sale at the moment. So
for Apple TV. Yeah.
Nice.
Apple TV. In 63 countries
63
and territories.
Yeah,
63 territories and countries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think that like taking your film on a kind of tour is a potential good way of doing things, because you can then, you know, have a big Q&A afterwards and really just, you know, build that audience. You know,
it's important for a film like this to be able to open discussion and to see it. When you see it with an audience, then you just put something on Netflix and you're just sitting in the dark by yourself. Like, obviously you're sitting in a cinema by yourself watching it, but you get reactions. I've had like great experiences with people in cinemas where they're gasping and they're looking at you like, I've had some funny experiences with audiences before in the cinema, not even watching my film, but watching other films. So I think it's important to take it to the cinema, which is another debate.
Yeah, well, you get that communal aspect to it. And that's why we make films. We want to put it in front of our audience, and we want to talk about like films afterwards with this audience. So we're doing the same thing with like our next film. It's called For Fans. It's a erotic drama set in the camgirl industry, and it's actually coming to London on June 10th at the Castle Cinema, 6:30 p.m. So tickets on sale now. So that's going to be great. Like we'll be there actually ourselves.
Yeah, we like flying around. It's the because we're in Europe, it's quite easy for us. When we lived in Australia, it was hard to even get to a film festival or to go and do an interview with someone like in person. But
the cast will be there, and like we're doing the same thing. Like then the film's going to Madrid. It's going to New York actually for 3 weeks, so that's going to be fantastic. We're trying to get ourselves to New York. Like,
and then we've got After the Act coming out on streaming, which we're really excited about. The 63 countries and territories.
But we do believe like cinema, like it's always been like when streaming came along, people like kind of stepping away from the cinema and filmmakers. We're making films for like platforms, man. But you don't want to make a film and then watch it on a tiny little screen. You want to actually experience like film as it's meant to be on the giant screen with community. We love that. That's why we continue to like bring our films to cinemas.
But we're very happy that After the Act is coming to that many territories on Apple TV. Maybe everyone can get together in a living room and watch it with their friends. And then maybe they'll be enemies after. They'll have a big argument, and we would have changed everyone's dynamic in the relationship.
Well, I think it's like you can, when you watch it, you have conversations with your friends and things like that. But like you could organize, a global watch party, and then tell everyone to like meet on your website or something at a certain time to discuss, right? And you can have an AMA afterwards, kind of thing.
I think After the Act is a good film to watch with your friends and have a good chat afterwards.
We had this great screening like in Croatia, in Pula, where we used to live, like in art gallery. After that played like in the art gallery there, like
in our friends' gallery.
So it's awesome. Like there's all kind of different spaces. Like you think outside the box where you can actually bring film and have that kind of community aspect, and like have those discussions afterwards. It's just beautiful when there's like natural conversations happen.
We had a good
art.
We had a good conversation about After the Act and the topics of friendships and open relationships in the gallery. So a film like After the Act is one that does need to be watched with other people, even if it is on streaming. Like everyone can discuss in a group, I think.
Definitely, but maybe only if you're in a solid relationship, because it might bring up some things.
And then the drama will happen, and then everyone will leave like hating each other and unfriending each other on Instagram. Which is cool too if we have that reaction. Everyone is like, I broke up because of this film.
Yeah, you created a lot of homeless people having to move out.
We're just going to have to move.
Apologize in advance.
They'll all just become single and have to move in together into a big house. Yeah, all the single people will just be living together now.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
So yeah, you can check it out on Apple TV. It's coming after
Amazon.
the Amazon. Yeah.
Awesome. And how can people follow you guys and everything that you're doing?
So your favorite parts?
Oh, we've just started Substack, so we're on there as Nexus Production. I think it's Nexus Production Group Creatively Connected. We have a newsletter as well. You can read our blogs on our website. So everything is on nexusproductiongroup.com.
Yeah.
So we're on there, and we're also on Instagram.
Yeah, pretty much everything funnels from the website. So if you land on the website, you'll see all our different links.
Yeah, nexusproductiongroup.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Well, people, the links will be on the webpage for this episode. So make sure that you go check that out. If you're in London on the Wednesday, the 10th of June, go down to the where is it again?
Castle Cinema in Hackney.
That's it. Boom. Go there and check out the film. Hang out with the crew and cast, because they'll be there. Yeah. And then on the 26th of June, you can rent After the Act. So
which is now on pre-sale on Apple TV as well.
Yeah. Awesome. So yes, definitely do those things, people. And like, do you know what's next after all of this?
We have another film in post-production called Exchange. So that's like just a two-hander character-driven drama also. So yeah, that will be ready, I think, by the end of the year. So there's always something we're working on.
Yeah, we haven't released too many. Like usually it's like 1 or 2 a year. We release 1 a year at least. Yeah. We're busy trying to do these 2 releases for 4 fans and After the Act, which are simultaneously kind of happening in different ways. So in our focus, it's keeping us very busy.
I can imagine.
Unemployed filmmakers.
Oh, outstanding. Well, when you have the next project you want to talk about, please come by and we'll have another conversation.
Definitely. This was so much fun, Kevin. Thanks so much.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It. Really appreciate your time, guys.
All good.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Have a great time on the 10th. And on the 26th, I'm sure everyone's going to be very intrigued with what you're putting out. So
we should actually put a disclaimer. We will not be responsible for any relationships ruined after watching this.
Oh dear. Yeah. I'm sure people will appreciate that.
I'm getting lots of marketing angles from this interview.
Awesome. Oh, well, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next time. Okay, so Ivan, Sarah,
thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Hey, you too.
Bye.